name the remake of the groundbreaking horror movie in which the villain...
Halloween, Texas Chainsaw, Dawn of the Dead, The Hills Have Eyes, Amityville Horror, Last House on the Left, Friday the 13th, A Nightmare on Elm Street, My Bloody Valentine, When a Stranger Calls, Prom Night, Black Christmas, House of Wax, The Fog, Piranha. It's one of those, right? Right?
Hello and welcome back to Don't Press Play. I'm your host Alex, and today we are diving headfirst into episode 2 of the Alien Earth TV show. Now, let's roll the trailers and I'm going to see you on the other side.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
How's our girl?
She's ready.
You're gonna be the first person to transition from a human body to a synthetic.
Because I'm special.
That's right. You're very, very special.
Spacecraft.
I want what's on that ship.
We can do it. We're fast, we're strong, we don't break.
It's like a zoo, but the animals got out.
This ship collected 5 different life forms from the darkest corners of the universe. Monsters.
Invasive species. Predatory.
If we don't lock them down, it will be too late.
So wasting absolutely no time at all, this is a heavily spoilered warning for this episode. We're going to be delving into everything that happens in episode 2. So if you haven't seen episode 2 yet or haven't seen episode 1, please do not listen to this episode as we are going to be going into all the spoilers. So episode 1 gave us the background and the knowledge of this new kind of hybrid human where the souls of dying children are transferred into synthetic bodies, and we see that the head of Prodigy, the new company that we've been introduced with, has sent these children into battle because a spaceship from the Weyland company has crashed into a Prodigy building. Now, we already know that this spaceship it was a mission to collect species and specimens from deep space. So on board this ship is kind of like a zoo filled with creatures that shouldn't be on Earth, and one of which was a xenomorph. Now, the theory online, because we know the timeline now that this film is set after Prometheus and before Alien, and a lot of people have been asking, hey, I thought that the alien hadn't been discovered yet and it wasn't on Earth. However, the theory going now is that Weyland Company already knew about the xenomorph, and that the xenomorph on this ship, I think we'll see how the humans kind of combat it, because I think we do go back to Earth. No, I don't know. I'm going to cut that bit because I actually don't know. But they reckon that the Weyland Company already knew about the xenomorph, and this was a setup. And obviously, I think the xenomorph is going to be used as some sort of weapon on Earth to kind of gain leverage over these other companies. Now, the xenomorph has crash landed, and I said during episode 1, I said I'm really glad that we didn't get so much xenomorph in episode 1, because I think, we needed time to breathe and kind of immerse ourselves back into the alien world. But this episode 2 gave no shits, and I'm absolutely obsessed with the xenomorph in this film. So we're introduced with the xenomorph when our characters are kind of jumping over a ledge, and there's a big dark crack in one of the buildings. He looks up, and there is the xenomorph, and he is brutal. The xenomorph chases this guy down, and we come to an absolutely phenomenal scene because they knock on this door because there are people who are still in the building, and they're having this like Marie Antoinette type like French Empire party, and the medics are like, you guys need to leave, come on, we need to leave. And they're like, no, I'm friends with Prodigy, like I'm absolutely fine. But then all hell breaks loose because the xenomorph, it's such a fantastic shot of the xenomorph. He is entangled in a like art sculpture, and we kind of see him move and kind of come alive. And this xenomorph is so brutal. He literally creates carnage, and it's probably one of the most graphic scenes we've had in the Alien franchise up to date, because I think that this TV show is going to make it even worse in the best way possible. And there's such a horrid scene where the xenomorph has ripped someone in two, and he is crawling with half of his body missing. And I just think, like I said in episode 1, this level of body horror is kind of what we've been missing, and I'm really glad that they've hammed it up so much now. Because like I said, like, the xenomorph is on Earth now, so kind of anything's possible. And I really love the tagline for the season, which is that we were safer in space. So it's really interesting to see that. And like, yeah, the xenomorph goes absolutely crazy, starts tearing shit up. And then we have the synthetic who, now this bit I thought was really, really interesting. So the synthetic, like, stuns the alien and then stuns the guy, and then he covers the xenomorph in like a womb, like a sack, and it looks just like tripe. I don't know if you guys know what tripe is. It's like the stomach lining of either a sheep or a cow, and it looks just like that. And it's kind of like a sleeping bag for the xenomorph, and he starts like dragging the xenomorph around. And I just think this is what I'm loving about the Alien TV show, is that we're kind of getting like little bits of like lore and alien. We're just learning so much more, especially about the xenomorph now. And I know we learned a lot about it in Alien, Covenant, and Prometheus, but I think to see how the humans are going to deal with the xenomorph is going to be really, really fascinating, especially because of this xenomorph on Earth is absolutely like savage. Like, he tears through a group of soldiers with guns in seconds, and he just walks off into nothingness, which is just so creepy. And what I want to know, I think it's going to be really interesting, is if they are all going to stay in this high-rise building, or if it's going to break out of containment. I think it's going to be really interesting to see, because I think if the alien gets loose on Earth and starts to breed, isn't that just going to destroy the entire human race? And is that what happens? Or is it a case of the alien is stuck and contained in the building? Because I think that'd be really interesting. I think it would be a lot like Evil Dead Rise, in a sense that we've got a single location and our characters trapped in a single location, because the Wayland Company know that Prodigy have sent people in, and they also know that Prodigy want what the Wayland Company have on that ship. So I don't know if possibly the Wayland Company are going to kind of sabotage the building and maybe lock it down or send another plane in. But to me, I think it would be a lot more interesting if we are all stuck in one location. I think that is a lot of the time where horror thrives, in one location settings. I think if we start moving characters around and having chases in the street, as much as it would be really cool to have like a xenomorph running through a city, I think we could do that in season 2. But I think for season 1, it'd be really interesting if we lock down and stay in this high-rise building. And it's a futuristic high-rise as well, so it could go underground, it could go up, but like, it's going to be really interesting to see where this going to go. And I'm just absolutely loving the weird little woodlouse creatures that suck your blood, the eyeball in the cat. Oh my God. Like, to kill a cat is like horror, like no, and they've gone and done it. So they're not holding back in this show at all. And as episode 2 goes, I am thoroughly obsessed so far. And yeah, but I'm absolutely loving it. I'm really loving Wendy's character, and I'm really loving the estranged brother Joe and their kind of reunion. And what I also love is how we kind of see this similar in Alien Romulus. So Joe wants to get away from his job and he wants to go to school on Mars or Saturn, I can't remember. And he has to speak to a robot, and the robot is like, no, denied. And it reminds me so much of an Alien Romulus where the character wants to leave the planet because she's done her time. And they're like, no, you've still got time left. And it really kind of drills into that kind of AI society that we're looking towards, because I am very anti-AI. And I think that is what is to come if we continue using AI for everything. So watch out, guys. But yes, so the xenomorph has crashed the party and it's carnage. There are limbs flying, blood spraying, and this creature is ripping through at least 20 partygoers in less than a minute. And it's so grotesque and shocking. And what's kind of worse about it is that most of the people are still sat at the dinner table. Like, they haven't even had time to move. And this guy has just absolutely teared through the entire dinner party, and it is just kind of pure Alien, and it's incredible. It is incredible. And also what I do love about this episode is that as much as all this carnage is going through, it kind of delivers something really unexpectedly heartfelt, and it's kind of the moment where the brother and sister are... The brother doesn't believe that it's Wendy because he's saying, like, you died, I went to the funeral, and all of this stuff. And then he starts asking her questions, and she answers them all. It's such a thing that we shouldn't feel, like, sad for them, because you're meant to be like, it's really weird that she's been transformed into a body. But then you can kind of see how... I don't know, it leads the debate of, like, is this humane or not? And I kind of really enjoy that kind of thing. The final scene, the cliffhanger, which is so tight that we have to wait. I think it's the 20th is when the next episode's out. It's so leaving us on cliffhanger. But much as I appreciate only dropping certain episodes at certain times, I wish to just given them all because I just need to see what happens next. So Joe and Wendy and Slightly go to look at the alien eggs, and they cut like a protective alarm on, and it gets triggered, and the xenomorph knows that they're there, and the xenomorph comes to kind of protect the babies. Now, the eggs is where the facehuggers live, and then the facehuggers are what creates the xenomorph. So he's obviously protective of his eggs, or she, I don't know. So as Joe is stood there, then the xenomorph comes and snatches Joe, and they jump down this massive hole. And then Wendy is like, oh, well, I need to go and get them. And then there's this like absolutely dark, grimy, like rock music playing, and then an eerie shot of kind of Slightly stood there like, oh. And then it's kind of gone, and then the episode ends. And what an episode. I just think it's having such great kind of vibes already. We've got like eat the rich mentality, identity and humanity, like corporate arrogance, and then it's just kind of expanding on that horror of Alien. So I am very, very excited to see what they do next. I can't wait for the next episode. And yeah, that is kind of my take from episode 2 of Alien. I think I will do a full season rundown when everything's come out and ready to go, but I just think it's nice to have a nice commentary after each episode. So if you enjoyed this episode, please give the channel a subscribe, give me a like, leave me a comment, let me know what your favourite Alien movie is. Let me know if you're enjoying this season, because I just want to know if I have a little family out there who want to talk about horror with me. If you want to catch up with me on socials, you can follow me on Instagram at the Don't Press Play podcast. I'm very active on there, so I want to know what you think. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next one. Stay safe and don't go into space.